R.N.G. Performance Belts, powered by Mitsuboshi.
I'll tell you what the big deal about belts is. To me, they're a really huge deal because we work very, very hard with Mitsuboshi, this company here, to manufacture belts for us for our CFMOTOs. Behind me, I have my CFMOTO U10 1000 XL. And on the table here, you have quite a few belts that Mitsuboshi sent me as what we like to call demos. Okay, these belts are cut up so you could see the inner workings of them. I do display these in my shop quite a bit. Those are Bando belts. These are Mitsuboshi belts. Okay, so you can see differences of build qualities and stuff like that. But we also have our famous, oh, not this one. That's a Polaris belt made by Mitsuboshi. Here is a brand new Kawasaki belt that's made by Mitsuboshi. Now we're going to get into these belts here in a minute, but I want to show you. Here's the ones I was looking for. These are the fake ones that you can find on Amazon. They say Mitsuboshi on them. They have the CFMOTO part number and everything, but they don't have the Mitsuboshi price tag. And these are, in fact, non-legitimate belts. So what I wanted to go over a couple things today is not only those, I do have a video that specifically shows you how to look exactly for a copied Bando belt versus an actual Bando belt. What we do here is actual Bando belts. We work closely with the manufacturer to make the belts for what we need for our CFMOTOs. We are also working on Segway and Kawasaki's as well. Like I said, this is an OEM belt from Kawasaki that's made by Mitsuboshi. The logo is right there. All right. Anything Mitsuboshi has a hand in, it's quality. Mitsuboshi is the #1 belt manufacturer, and they do a fantastic job. Well, with that being said, there are knockoffs, of course. So I wanted to show you a couple of belts that we have. Here's one. Sometimes we ship them in a bag. Sometimes they come in a box. I'm going to explain that. They come in a bag when you order multiple stuff, and we're putting multiple stuff in a box. This box sometimes don't fit inside those boxes, so we're able to just put it in a bag. And one thing I wanted to go over with you, and we're going to get into some important stuff. We're going to break out the caliper here in a minute. When you get your Mitsuboshi belt, you're going to open our box. It's got our label on it, of course. You're going to open our box. You're going to pull out your Mitsuboshi belt. You're going to get a keychain. You're going to get one of these cards straight from Mitsuboshi. And you're going to get a sticker in the box as well, okay? No other company, manufacturer, anything goes that extra mile to make sure your belt and stuff is packaged in a well-packaged manner where it's protected during shipment. It's protected if you want to put it on your shelf in your garage as a spare. Nobody else is sending you these cool little keychains and stickers. No other company is doing that. And another thing I want to talk about, because there is a couple of people that think I'm selling these knockoff belts. We're simply not. We work directly with Mitsuboshi. But if you ask the market out there, and there is a video floating around that kind of triggered this video, and that's where the calipers are going to come into play here in a minute. There's a couple of you that think I'm just buying these cheap ones off Amazon and reselling them to you. And that is absolutely not what's happening. Again, I reach out to Mitsuboshi because I work with them. They sent me all these cut up belts, okay, to show you guys. All right, that's directly from them. Here is a CFMOTO U10 belt that's being produced by Mitsuboshi. Same belt that was in that other gentleman's video. There it is. Let's see. There it is. Same belt. That gentleman claimed that there's nothing wrong with Bando belts. Well, that may be the case. They may make good belts. I've been told that they do. But what I will tell you is in these CFMOTO applications, these belts don't work. That I know for a fact, okay? That I can tell you. I'm not telling you the company in whole is junk or garbage or can't make a good belt. Because truth be told, these guys are the third, from my research, third largest belt manufacturer. Doesn't mean that they can't produce a good belt. What I'm telling you, and I'm simply telling you, is when it comes to your CFMOTO, the Bando doesn't work. The Mitsuboshi does, okay? Now, we're working with Mitsuboshi to have a U10 belt developed for you guys. That belt should be available in 6 to 8 weeks, and we've already been taking pre-orders for the belt. We've been testing it in our U10. I have other testers out there that have also been testing them. And I have new ones that I just shipped belts to last week that are going to be testing them. So we don't just test our belts. We let you guys. I pick random people to help us test because we want to know, does it work? Just because it works for me and my riding style doesn't mean it'll work for you, okay? I want to know the problems, if there's any problems. So far, the belt that we've chosen has 0 problems. It doesn't slip like your glass girlfriend, like this one. It grips, okay? It grips very well. It lowers belt temperatures. I'll show you pictures of a tool that we use to test our belt temperatures. I don't know of any other company on the market that actually uses an expensive tool to check belt temperatures and clutch temperatures with and without the Bando, or with and without the belt, with and without the stock belt, okay? Sorry, can't talk today. I can tell you from my testing, and I didn't take pictures like I did with this one because I wasn't sharing it with you guys until now. This belt was consistently above 200 degrees without a clutch kit and with a clutch kit, okay? Our clutch kit dropped this belt degree temperature by 10, all right? We put this one in, and we're consistently seeing 155 to 176. 176 was being me hot rodding it, like hardcore nonstop hot rodding it. 155 was me just cruising and just doing regular things that a regular U-Force will do. Okay, so just so you know, we've been testing. Now, in a video that I had seen, a gentleman, no names need to be mentioned. I just wanted to break the ice here. If you know, you know. Please don't comment below. I'm not trying to start a war here. If you comment, I'll delete it because I'm not trying to start a war. I'm going to put out factual facts, okay? That gentleman said the problem with the Bando belt is that it's not wide enough, not long enough, not this, not that. Meanwhile, he's holding up this same belt right here from Mitsuboshi. This exact same belt. Okay, so he's talking about this belt. He says this one's wider, this one's longer. So today we're going to break out the calipers because I'm assuming this gentleman doesn't own a pair and I own multiples. So we're going to measure the Bando belt. Now mind you, this is a used belt. This is a brand new belt. Well, hopefully this camera will catch this. This belt is 3614. Okay? This belt's got 40 miles on it. We'll measure it multiple spots. 3591. 3603. And now, mind you, another thing we don't like about Bando belts is they're not consistent. But I'm not showing you a brand new belt here. I'm showing you a used belt that's got 40 miles and it's definitely been slipped. So we're not going to talk about consistency because I don't have a brand new one here to show you. But I do know because I've checked. 3603. Okay. Now that you got those measurements, all right, now this is a used belt, this is a new one. 3640. 3621. Ooh, not consistent. 3636. 3621. 3645. Okay. A little more consistent than this one, but still not consistent. Now I'm going to tell you why that is. It's made by humans, okay? None of these belts you see on this table, whether it's new or used, especially used, is going to measure out to be the exact same all the way around the belt. They're cut, they're made in a mold, then they're cut, and blah, 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 okay? That's why belt break-ins are important. And I recommend a belt break-in from 20 to 40 mile an hour. Now, I know you guys are always hammering on me. Redneck, you didn't give that belt a proper break-in. Well, I don't have to. Why don't I have to? Because I have plenty on the shelf. And I never have a problem. But belt break-in is essentially important. It helps it mate with the clutches and the sheaves and all that stuff. It helps make this edge a little smoother, so the belt actually has more grip surface area to grip with. Now let's talk about length, okay? Because he said this was longer, because in order to make it wider, you had to make it longer, okay? Now, this is my measuring device, but as you can see, let me get it right here. Let me get it right. Even all the way around. This is hard to do. But as you can see, it's the same daggone size. Okay? So, what that gentleman said is false. Very false. Okay? It's the same size belt. What makes it different is the construction of the belt. Okay? It's better materials, better rubber compounds. This one doesn't, I mean, just look at the quality difference, okay? Look at this one compared to this one. It's completely different, all right? And like I said, this one's running lower temps, which means it grips better, okay? Better grip equals lower temps. More slip equals higher temps. And that's what we see out of the Bando belts on all of the CFMOTOs that have came with them. This is our Gen 3 belt that we had made by Mitsuboshi. This fits the Gen 3 C-Force 800, 1000 touring and overland models, as well as the U-Force 800 XL, okay? This belt has been out for quite some time. We sell an absolute boatload of these belts. We sell an absolute boatload of belts, period. We'll sell a few hundred a week, every 2 weeks. Okay, we can't keep up with demand right now. Our 1000 U-Force, Z-Force, C-Force belts have been out of stock for 3 weeks, and I have multiple customers waiting, and they're going to be out of stock for another 3 to 4 weeks. They just keep selling and selling and selling. We are very, very big in the belt market and sell a lot of belts. Do you guys see anybody complaining about our belts online? No, you don't, because they work, and because I personally pick randomly people out of the groups. I watch the groups all the time. I might not comment, I might not like, I might not share your post. I watch people. I see how people ride and use their machines. And I look for the people that abuse their machines. Why do I look for those people? Because they are freaking riding. They are gonna test my belt the way that it needs to be tested. That way, the guy that gets it that don't abuse his machine, it lasts for thousands and thousands and thousands of miles. I have people with upwards of 8,000 miles running our belt. Now, I don't recommend past recommended manufacturer specification, which is 1,000 miles or 1 year. Me personally, I get like 3,000-4,000 miles out of them. Then I didn't tell you that, but I do have people that have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 miles. They're in the groups. They talk about it all the time. All you got to do is look, scroll. You'll see people talk about our belts. But I wanted to let you guys know that we actually work directly with Mitsuboshi. There's no sham and scam here at R.N.G Performance. We work directly with Mitsuboshi. I could work with other companies, okay? Why do I choose to continue to work with Mitsuboshi? It's not the cheapest belt on the planet, you say. I don't sell the cheapest products. I sell the best products. And the price is most definitely the price. With that being said, you can get an OEM CFMOTO belt from the dealer from $300 and up, okay? We have Mitsuboshi, we work with Mitsuboshi, so we bypass CFMOTO, the middleman. We bypass the dealer. There's 2 cost savings there. That's how I'm able to save you guys money and sell the belts for the prices that I sell them for. I could mark them up just like the dealers do. I didn't go into business to do that. I went into business because of those shenanigans in the real world. Because people want to make $200 profit on a belt. You don't need to make $200 profit on the belt. You are screwing your customer. Now, the dealers, they have to do what CFMOTO or Polaris or Kawasaki tells them they have to do. They sign papers, all right? So they have no choice but to do that. But you can walk in and they can give you a deal on a belt. Most of these companies allow that. They can give you a deal on the belt if they wanted to. Typically, they don't want to. Good dealers do. I work with great dealers all the time. You can find a list of our dealers on our website, and I have about 150 more that are waiting for me to have time to add them. But you can find them there on our website. We work with awesome dealers who care about the customer, but there are some out there that do not, and they're all about the money. We're not all about the money. We're all about the customer, and that's what sets us apart from everyone else. And sometimes I do feel like all this work, I don't make enough. But I remind myself the awesome, amazing customers that we have here at R.N.G Performance. And I remember where I started this business from. And I strive to keep my prices as low as I can to help you guys out. If you will, like, share, and subscribe to our video. Leave us a comment below. Keep it respectful. If you know who I'm talking about or directing this video towards, don't comment below because I will delete you. I'm not looking for any kind of trouble. Just wanted to put out some information and let you guys know where we stand and what we do, since in that video he made it seem like he was the only one working with Mitsuboshi. Well, from my understanding, nobody but me is supposed to be working with Mitsuboshi. So where did he get his belt from? I did since message Mitsuboshi and try to resolve this problem, but the belt he has is not the belt we're going to use, so it doesn't really matter. All right, guys. Peace out. God bless. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.